Hey guys, it's me again, Joel, and welcome to another video. For today, I am going to make a book review of the Brandon Sanderson's The Emperor's Soul. This is an adult novella fantasy published in 2012, and this has won a Hugo Award for Best Novella that year, or I don't know, 2012 or 2013, I'm not sure. So, in this book, we follow our main character, Shai. She is held captive by the Empire after she was caught trying to steal a scepter and maybe a painting. And then while she is waiting for her execution inside her cell, something bad happened to the king and the queen. The queen basically got murdered and the king survived but is very very ill. Now the empire is in chaos and the only way of saving the king is to look for a soul forger. Shide, our main character, is a soul forger. Forgers are basically people or individuals who are capable of making things out of nowhere by making seals. And soul forger, to be specific, are those forgers who can make soul by just making seals. So they tried to convince or try to barter with Shai for her freedom in exchange of saving the life of the king. And that's the premise of the book. So let's do the pros and cons for this one. I only have one con about this book, and it is very very short. I know it's a novella. I know it's supposed to be short because it's a novella, but I wanted more. I want more from the story. I want more. After reading the last page, the last chapter, I felt that I need more. I don't know, it's a bad thing for me, but it's also a good thing, to be honest, for the author, because that means that the book was really good and really great, that the readers really wanted more from the book. But for me, I just really wanted more about the story, about from the characters, wanted more from the story, and it's the only problem that I have from this book. And for the pros, there's a lot of pros for this one. We'll start with the characters. The characters were phenomenal, even though it's only 136 pages, but the author was able to give us characters that will always and always stick into our mind for years and years to come. Chai and Gautana was really exceptional. I do find them really perfect. They were really built and polished as characters that are full of personalities, but was also very admirable, and for sure characters that you'll surely root for. And also there's also a bunch of side characters that you'll hate, that you'll find very annoying, and this one took me into a wild ride. The next thing that I like about the book was the magic system. It was kind of unique. It was kind of complicated at first, but when you get the hang of it, you'll finally able to enjoy and appreciate the entire concept of how this magic system works. We all know Brandon Sanderson makes in his book, in fantasy books, a very cool magic system. For example, Mistborn, it was very unique, very original. In this one, it's kind of unique and kind of original also, because this is the first time I've read a fantasy with this kind of magic system. And I have heard that the world from this book was the same world from the Elantris, his first book. It's a standalone, but for now I do think there's a sequel. He's planning to make a sequel for Elantris, so it's no longer a standalone. And I haven't read Elantris yet. So for those of you who are planning, actually, if you haven't read Elantris and you're planning to read this one, you will not be spoiled by the story of Elantris, because it's totally different. This is only a slice of the story from the world of Elantris. But there's a main reason why this one won the Hugo Awards for Best Novella. The third thing I like about this book is that it was beautifully written. It was really brilliant. There were some passages from this book that after reading, I just have to put it down and just appreciate and admire how brilliant Brandon Sanderson is. There's a lot of subtle characteristics which is really happening in our world that are, disguised in the story, that you'll surely appreciate. It is very relatable. There's a lot of lessons here, lessons that you will appreciate if you were able to experience them, and you will totally agree with these lessons that you're going to encounter while reading this book. It's really relatable and you can really connect to this one, and the author wrote this book beautifully, and it was really brilliant. That's the only word that I can think about how Brandon Sanderson wrote this one. It was really really brilliant, and I was really amazed by how well he crafted the words and how well he directed the stories, with injecting most of those passages or real scenario passages which contains a lot of life lessons. The last thing that I like about this book is the story itself, even though it's very short, but it gives us a punch, and it makes an impact. It's gripping, it's full of action, even though it's 130 pages. It's full of magic, and yeah, you'll definitely buy all of the things that are happening in this book. I gave this obviously 5 stars. I tried to talk to Raf after reading this one. I gave this 4.5 stars. The main reason why I gave this 4.5 stars is that the con, which I thought that there should have been more from the story. But after some discussions with my friend Ralph on Instagram, I was, convinced that, yeah, it's kind of unfair if I'm going to give this 4.5 stars, because to be honest, this really deserves a 5 stars. So yeah, I gave this 5 stars, and this is the fourth 5-star reads I read this month, and September is really awesome. So I've been reading 4 5-star reads so far this month, and I can't wait. The next book is pressured now. It must live to the 5-star ratings all the other 4s gave to me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you haven't read this one, this is a very quick read. And if you're looking for a good fantasy with a good magic system, with great set of characters, with also action and very gripping scenarios, then I highly recommend read The Emperor's Soul. It will totally be an all-time favorite for you. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. Have a good day. And by the way, guys, if you are not a member of Bisaya's Book Club on Facebook, can you please search Bisaya's Book Club on Facebook? We are currently having a buddy read of Vicious. It is our fantasy month for the month of September. We are reading Vicious by V.E. Schwab. So if you would like to read that book with us, you're always welcome to join our book club, no matter where you are from in the world. You're from Luzon, Mindanao, everyone's welcome. So just search us, Visayas Book Club, on Facebook and request to join the group, and we'll just approve you and welcome you with a warm and happy smiles. See you there, and